My name is Camaro Lambert, and my journey with Willstone started in 2019, and it started at Brookview 1. So I was accompanying a friend. She was going to see her property, and when I arrived there, I found there were still houses under construction. So I met a man called Naftali, who is a Willstone's agent or salesperson, and he took me through the process to get started. So and since then, now it is going to be around 4 years I've been with Willstone. In 2019, of course, I started small. I didn't have the entire budget for the entire house for Brookview 2, so I started small. What I had at the bank back then, it was a few 100,000 Kenyan shillings. And after he told me, as long as I can commit, that will be the beginning of the journey. So I committed with what I had at the moment. And we went through the papers, administration, and slow by slow, I've been topping up the money as the project progressed up until last year when the handover for Brookview 2 happened. So now my house is being used as a passive income, and because of that journey where there was like a mutual understanding between Willstone and me, in the end, the project was successful, and that built trust in me for Willstone, and I decided to invest in this second project. After again, the same person, Naftali, reached out to me and told me the upcoming project, and showed me how I can get started. So through that entire process, it led me to invest in this second project where I'm standing now. So in Brookview 2, when I invested, the initial investment, the capital was going roughly around 5.5 million, and if you add the fees for administration work, it was going up to 5,800,000. So now, if you look in that area, on average, the rent per month goes between 55,000 to 65, depending, of course, with where the house is positioned in the estate. Basically, they added additional values the house can have, and that will change the rental. In addition to that, of course, after we received the houses, Willstone took us through the process of taking the ownership of the management of the estate, and that comes with the responsibilities, including managing the estate. During my first project, I reached a point where I could not pay as agreed in before, but I had hope that if I can be given time, in the end, I'm going to be able to fulfill my obligations. The first time I invested with Willstone, I was very hesitant. But I invested because of a friend I saw who invested in Willstone. So I also decided to bank on my friend and invest in Willstone. After investing and saw that actually the project came from the ground to an actual house, then I trusted the process to do it again through Willstone. So that's what brought me to invest again. That's what motivated me to do an additional investment. Number two, it was the process in terms of me being able to start investment without having the whole amount. So do partial payments, paying a fractional fee. Then after a month or two, I do a top up. So that gives me time to source for fund and pay for the house as the house progresses. That easiness, that facilitation of allowing me to move at a lower pace in terms of investing in the house, topping up my investment, that has also been an attractive factor for me to decide to work with Willstone. So the first time I came here was when I was still deciding whether I should make the decision to invest. And as you can tell, it was land. Nothing was here, but there was a banner for the manor's house there. There is still a banner there that shows there's an upcoming project. Basically, it was still a virgin land. There were, I believe, cones in this place. It wasn't developed. Then after that time, a few months later, I came back and I found that the groundbreaking had happened already. The foundations had started to come up, the construction for foundation. And that was a positive progress for me. And of course, as you might have guessed, I had already started to invest, just topping up some fees, and I come observe, then I top up. Now this is my third time I'm here, and I'm excited to see the structures now starting to take shape. Last time when I was here, there were no walls on top of foundations, but now there are walls. I can see some of the masonettes. They are taking forms with more than, they are now on the second level. So this gives hope on what is coming. During my first project, I reached a point where I could not pay as agreed in before, but I had hope that I'm going, if I can be given time, in the end I'm going to be able to fulfill my obligations. So what happened is, of course, I spoke to different people, including the MD of Willstone, Kinyanjui. So we devised the plan, and the plan was for me to tabulate the plan of saying, even if I cannot have this much money at the moment, but this is how much money I'm going to pay per month. So I spoke with them, and then I devised the plan. I sent an email with the breakdown of how I believe I'm going to do it. Of course, I distributed across multiple months, and they agreed, and I made sure that I confirmed what I've committed to. So that helped me to reach the end of the project. I was almost giving up because it was beyond what I could afford at that particular moment in time. So the message I will send to them is to, when they can, to pass by and see the progress and also judge from where they are standing. And also probably follow up with their relationship managers to make sure the expectations that are set are in line with what they are seeing or what they are hearing. Then the rest is just to trust the process.